in computational image processing from CEG Anna University, MTech in remote sensing CEG Anna University, and BE ECE from Madras University. He has published several papers in highly reputed journals and conferences. He is also a reviewer of Journal of Engineering and Technology Research, JETR, and World Applied Sciences Journal. He is a recognized supervisor in Anna University. He has also received several research and development funding projects from various organizations. With his high profile, I request you to take over the session, sir.
Yes, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I'll just share my screen. So good morning, participants. I think you're able to view my slide. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. The screen is visible.
See, the session will be like this. Of course, it will be on a blended learning system. We'll be jumping onto the website, and then we'll be jumping onto the studio. Of course, I have my own studio. Okay, and you can see that what I'm writing on the paper, it will have a real touch how the class is being taken in real-time environment. Okay. And of course, the materials which is going to be recorded will be supplied to the participant. I think so. You can contact the people who are conducting here anyway. And of course, the material PPT is being sent to you. Okay. And I think after the session, you will be getting it. Still, beyond this PPT, we'll be having some real-time examples. Better participants, you can listen. And then you can even take notes. And of course, it is going to be a session where I had a real-time experience, especially in medical imaging and medical signals. And of course, being a researcher, I have been collaborated with many hospitals, and of course, a very big hospital in Chennai is KJ Hospitals. It is one of the research institute recognized by Anna University, and all those things which I am going to discuss. I cannot put it in presentation. So something will be in the form of studio, it will be in the form of writing, something will be in some contents will be in presentation. And this is not my way of presentation. It will be there in today's class, tomorrow, and I think one more session is on Thursday or Wednesday. I don't remember still. I think 2 more sessions are left out, and all the sessions will be in this similar fashion. And I am here to share my real-time experience, what I face in industry. And of course, this medical imaging and biomedical signal processing will be focusing on research gaps, problems, okay? And then how the problems can be solved, how it can be extended for journal writing, how you can extend this topic for your research. And that will be our agenda for today's presentation. Now, everybody knows about medical imaging. I think I'll give some basics about medical imaging. Okay. See, of course, when you talk about medical imaging, it's a non-invasive visualization of internal organs, tissues, etc. Of course, it is known to everybody. It is known to everybody that It is known to everybody that you can see this. What I can say, you can see this presentation. You can see I have given 2 things. That is what your 2D signal, 3D signal. Now you are going to signal. Now you are going to see this, very clearly. How do you apply this image 2D signal, and where your problem is there. And now when you talk about this image 2D signal and 3D signal is an 1D imaging sensing techniques, imaging modality, and all those things we are going to discuss today. Now, before getting into that, I'm going to give the basic of your medical imaging. That will be your non-invasive visualization. What do you mean by non-invasive visualization? Visualization is not that only by having a very big instrument and then you see what is the inner objects. Okay, it is also like this. Yes.
Your voice is not clear. Some noise is there.
No, I don't think so. My audio is very clear. I think host can able to clear this problem. I think host is there. Arun, Mr. Arun. Hello. Hello.
Sir, actually your voice is clear only, sir. I'm able
That,
to.
is, that you have to say, madam, because I am taking class, because the audience are trying to put a question. You please try
Yes.
to, you be
Yes.
in the line. I think you be in the line. You just see that your my voice is very clear.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay,
Yes,
you
sir.
inform them because I'm here. The other who is there in the other side, you can put your answers. And now when you talk about the image, it's a 2D signal and 3D imaging. Okay, how these signals are going to influence your imaging system. And of course, now when I think you can able to see my screen. Is it? May I know who is there as a host? Just now who spoke
Yes,
to
sir.
me?
Yes,
May I
sir.
know, yeah, may I
Your screen is
know,
your screen is visible, sir.
your name, Professor?
Pratipa, sir.
Pratima, you be in the line until I
Yeah. Yes, sir. Sure.
complete my section. Okay.
Yes,
See now, see we are into the online classes regularly for more than 3 to 5 years. Actually, we were into this online teaching for doing other universities. So our end, I think there will be no clinches. Of course, if at all it happens, it will be because of power supply cut or internet connectivity. Of course, internet connectivity is not also possible because we have two connections. Both are on 150 Mbps. We have two connections because we are into the regular business of online teaching. Okay, now then we do it for other countries, especially for Indonesia, Vietnam, and all those things. So please check your connectivity. And now, when you talk about this, I just jump on to my medical imaging. Now, when you talk about medical imaging, we have an idea that non-enhanced technique only is that imaging. Now, we can use a signal and you can recognize what is there inside the object. Okay, and that is what I have given the slide image a 2D signal is a 1D non-imaging sensing technique as an imaging modality. Now, when you come to your next major thing is that your major modalities are there. Your projection X-rays is called radiography, and everybody knows about these are the very basic thing. Anyway, we'll have a light overview because we are going to discuss about the drawbacks of these imaging. What I can say instruments. Of course, you have X-rays, and you know that you have nuclear medicines. You have specs, then you have PET imaging, then you'll have ultrasound imaging technique and magnetic resonance imaging. These are the major modalities. We are discussing about it, and we are seeing about it, and we are able to what I can say. See that people are trying to do some research on these areas. Still, there are a lot of problems with all the latest instruments that we are going to see now. Now, actually, before going to this, you should know what do you mean by your projection of X-rays, X-ray imaging system, how it is being projected. This is a very basic, what I can say, X-rays entering into your object, and then that object, will have its what I can say reflection, diffraction, absorption, and then the penetrated signals are being taken in your X-ray detector in the form of X-ray sheets, and this is very well known to everybody. Okay, now here there is a problem with the X-rays. Now we will see some problems with the real-time X-ray imaging. I think so. X-ray image. X-rays are being used for. I think X-rays are used for different applications. The different application you can use for different applications. See, of course, this application in certain areas we cannot able to do it. See, for example, if at all I want to have the, I want to know the fracture of your bone, fracture of your bone. I think you can able to do it, but still I cannot go for bone density. Bone density. See, this is the real-time problem. If you want to check the bone density every time, of course, you have dual X-rays. You have dual X-rays. You call it as dual X-ray machines are there, of course. So these machines are nowadays available for checking the bone density. Of course, the bone density is a very big problem prevailing right now. All the humans, at the age of 40, I think so, at the age of 30, 35, even females, they get their bone density. That bone density is not being in the proper level. You don't have any proper instrument to check it. Of course, you have dual X-ray, but every time you cannot go and check every 6 months because it it will harm your body, because dual X-ray radiations are high intensity radiation. Now that is a very big problem. See, every time you cannot go and take your X-rays. So now here starts the problem. See, we think that for all the thing, for all the problem, X-rays, and then you have certain instruments can give the solution, but still, you cannot able to do that. Still, I can give one beautiful example. I think this is one research problem. This is one research problem. Okay. See, in this research problem, you can able to see that your see, you have your various scanning instruments. Just now we have seen it. And normally, when I talk about this research problem, can you ever study muscle protein content? Muscle have protein. Muscles are made up of protein and tissues. Can you able to analyze that tissues strength? What is the level of what is your level of your what I can say protein content in the muscle? No, you don't have it. You don't have it. But of course, these things can be protein and muscle strength and all those things you can do only with the X-rays, because other instruments we cannot able to do it, because the radiation is very high. Frequent exposure to the radiation is a problem. Now, this problem, this muscle intensity, and then you can able to see that even your muscle oxygen content. The muscle has some oxygen content. Okay, oxygen content. Okay. Of course, that oxygen content you cannot do with your X-rays. Of course, these basic things are done here only. And when you talk about this, these problems has to be dealt only with your signals. It means that you have to keep your signal processing techniques. See, when you talk about your signal processing, is that when you go here, you see very clearly here that the source. And then I think you can able to see it very clearly, the source, and then your object, then it has its absorption through your detector, and that is being plotted as an image. In turn, you can make this image as signal, and you can analyze this object. This is what I am trying to say here. So that is very important aspect. In turn, you can have, instead of a detector, you can keep your sensors. See, that is the way you can solve some basic problem which is not readily available through your imaging technique. That is what the title has been given as medical imaging and biomedical signals. But we never used to connect both the things. We never used to say that because of this imaging problem, and this is what the signals has been taken to analyze a particular problem. When you talk about osteoporosis, your bone density, you can talk many things about osteoporosis. Okay, and you cannot able to even analyze after taking medicine how far the bone strength has been increased. Only by evaluating the pain. It means that after consuming or after taking your regular exercise, and then if you don't get pain and you say that it has been reduced, still now you don't have any instrument to check that after taking a tablet whether that tablet is really trying to solve your problem. Now I will make a very small example how to take this a small problem. I'll talk about bone density. I'll just say everywhere you see this bone density problem, I think everybody have gone for this advertisement in television talking about take your Horlicks, you can improve your bone density, especially for females. This is a very big problem. See, bone density, bone density is not been, of course, in bone density in medical they do only statistical methods. They use statistical methods. Okay, they use statistical methods. Of course, they don't have any instrument. If at all you have instrument, that will be really useful for the day-to-day environment, because nowadays this problem is increasing like anything. Okay, and of course the food item which you will take, and then your lifestyle modification has made this bone density to be checked every 2 months once, every month once, and of course that is not possible to be done with X-ray. Now, how to get rid of this problem? This can be solved by using your signal processing. Okay, how to do this? Of course, what was the method they have adopted till now for this? If you take, there was one formula, I think one doctor has developed in this I think it is published in PubMedical. What he did, you are just taking the bone ribs. I think, you can able to see the shoulder bones. In that shoulder bones, okay, they are taken the X-ray, and that intensity has been, see, you can able to get it very clearly now when I draw this diagram. See, you have your shoulder bones, okay, this rib bones, okay, and that bone is being taken to analyze, okay, bone density. Of course, dual X-ray system is the very best system, but even then it is very costly. Every time you cannot check, every time you cannot do that. What happens? What is the necessary to take frequent measurement of bone density? See, the problem arises like this. See, when you want to increase your bone density, okay, bone density. Okay, I take some medicines. For example, I just give a medicine. The medicine is being taken in. Now, whether this medicine is working or not, it is working or not, I need a device. I need a device. So this is what missing in the medical field. Because regular system is X-rays. Of course, this is not possible because if you take 1 month medicine, you want to check whether it is working or not. If it is not working, if this system is not working, then this particular medicine will become the adverse effect, ADR. Because if you take more, I think it becomes ADR. What happens, when you take any medicine, it becomes adverse effect. For example, I think if you are regular, if you have seen any diabetic person, you can able to see that after taking 2-3 days, if they do the regular exercise, they get more exhausted. They go to doctor, and then doctor will say that either increase your tablet or reduce your tablet, and they cannot able to conclude a conclusion. That is what the reason they give your home diagnostic equipment, handle instrument. They'll ask you to take the reading of your diabetes, and that will be really useful for them to identify how far the pancreas is trying to work. And that is one more problem. See, now this is the real-time problem with the density, bone density. Now this is a very big problem which you cannot able to solve in medical. Now, how this can be solved? How we can able to solve this? You can just make either a sensor. Okay, you can take any sensor which is be placed on the bone, and you can able to measure the density. And this is a very beautiful problem. Until now, bone density accuracy has been done based on multiple statistical parameters, biostatistics. Exact answer, people say that biostatistics method because they have certain test, and then and from that statistics they do this. Of course, they are not accurate. They themselves say that we are not able to do that. But still, they take their visual interpretation. It's either your color of your teeth and your color and your walking style. And of course, some people, bone density, they use gait technology, walking style. The sensor which is kept over your hip or leg or somewhere else, accelerometer, and you walk, and then you can able to identify the bone density. Of course, for regular daily routine, checkup as you do it for diabetes. And this has to be done, but still this is a problem, need to be addressed. So now image processing here, of course, I say that image processing doesn't fail here, but image processing can able to go to the extreme level of identifying, but still day-to-day life, if I take more drug, when you want to increase my bone density, whether it is working or not, I cannot able to identify. If it is not working for 1 month, after 3 months you go to doctor, it may work as an adverse effect. That is a very big problem. When you talk about adverse effect, you can see a lot of adverse effect. Even say that a lot of research papers I have seen it. When you take tablet, for example, when you take your tablet, when you take tablet for diabetes, okay, when you compare whether diabetes tablet is good or your injection, you're injecting, okay, or your injection is better. Now still it is a very confusing thing. Now of course people have identified that tablet is not suitable, injection is better. Now even in Chennai some research has been published in leading newspaper, even in the startup, if you do injection, because this have adverse effect, adverse drug effect, ADR, they call it as ADR. Say, now what I am trying to say that when you want to go ahead with signal processing, the ultimate aim of your problem should be focused on ADR, because ADR is a very big problem. Now, I'll give a small example. When you take, for diabetes, when you take tablet, what happens with the tablet is that, you cannot able to take half a tablet, you cannot able to take, at least you can take half a tablet, not the quarter tablet. The size of the tablet is very small, basically. And then the very big thing is that it has more adverse effect, and because the intake will be varied. But here you can have shots. The shots can be varied by the injecting person. Today I'm good, so I can reduce it by 2-3 shots. And if you take tablet, there is an adverse effect that is called pitting edema. I don't know how many people are aware about peripheral edema. Edema is not even looked into this diabetic, because of this. Edema has not been looked in the part of diabetes. Edema is that, a fluid-like content which forms when you keep your leg for a long time down. When you are sitting in your office, when you make your leg to swing for hours, or if you are sitting continuously, your leg will have some fluid contents. Now, this fluid, is because of edema or because of some other problem. Now, till today, this is a very big question mark. But people think that edema occurs in different areas. Edema occurs in different areas, and of course, we call it as peripheral edema. Peripheral edema. When you talk about peripheral edema, is that you can see that your hands and your joints will be having some sort of swelling with fluid. And of course, here this edema with the leg, especially if edema starts with the leg, it is related to diabetes. Because the oxygen cells, which are oxygen taken by the cells at the foot level, it is very less. That is what diabetic patient will get that infections in their skin region. Okay, because it is the last layer of your human body, it is the lower layer of your human body that is really affected. That is what when you see diabetic people, they'll have a separate type of slippers and they have separate attention to the leg. When they get a wound, it is not able to clear it, because that fluid accumulation is the starting stage, and that is because of edema. I think you can see that adverse effect of tablets, because I have done on research in edema, and then we check that quality of the fluid, how to measure this edema, whether if you take tablet, you have any side effect. Of course, these things you cannot do with X-rays. You cannot do with the MRI. I think you can able to get it very clear. Now, the difference between your medical imaging. I'm just here to say this gap between medical imaging and the gap between your medical signal processing, okay, biomedical signal processing. Certain things is not been focused by medical, certain things has to be focused by signal processing, certain things which cannot able to focus by your signal processing has to be focused by image processing. Now, we have seen one very big, what I can say, problem which is arised because of this X-ray, where X-ray cannot able to identify. And of course, I think this is an article which is published in Springer. Of course, we have done it with the help of one hospital. I think you can see this article in Springer, and then I think both the papers are in Journal of Medical System. I don't remember because I have a lot of publications. And of course, I think one of the paper will deal about very efficiently about edema. Similarly, this is an adverse effect. This is an example of adverse effect. An instrument should be able to help a human in such a way that it should not, it should avoid adverse drug effect. It's a very big area. And if you go to CTS, and I know people know about CTS very well, a cognition technology company. And they have a very big company dealing with pharmacovigilance. There is an area called pharmacovigilance. When you look into that pharmacovigilance, I think you can able to get it very clearly where the vigilance is being done. The database and all things has been done by after taking it is called pharmacovigilance. So, vigilance. I think the company is in Pune. They do a lot of work in that vigilance. You can better relate your what I can say, your image processing, and then your signal processing, to this pharmacovigilance. When you talk about pharmacovigilance, that it is because of adverse effect. Adverse effect. Of course, when you talk about, when you talk about even you can see the paracetamol which you take daily, there is a problem, When you take beyond certain limit, there itself will be a saying that your liver will be damaged. Don't take your paracetamol very frequently. And these how the things are there. That is called pharmacovigilance. They identify after 10 years of usage, how far this is going to affect, and then what is there after identifying after 20 years. Then still people who are consuming is not aware. Then and there the solution has to be given. Still, I think people can understand what I'm trying to say. If you take a tablet, my instrument has to say that, okay, this tablet is right to you now. You can take it. Your problem is solved. If not so, your problem is not solved. Automatically, the instrument has to reveal that the tablet which you are taking is not working for you. Then automatically you can be informed to the doctor to change the pattern of medicine. This is how your system has to work. And in that part, that adverse effect plays a very important role. And in that part, certain instruments like X-rays cannot be able to do that. You have to take a small sensor. You can do that with that particular sensor connecting with any controllers or any DSP processor, and you can make a home diagnostic equipment. I think you can able to get it what I'm trying to say. See, like this, you need a lot of instruments to be evaluated in our daily life. A daily human problem is not only with the diabetes, not only with the bone density. There are a lot of problems. See, once again, I can able to say one more important problem is sinusitis. Sinusitis is a very big problem where you cannot able to identify with your imaging, because your body head, your head is of about 5 to 7 kg. There are some cavities filled with water. When the water content is more in the cavity, sinusitis, you will have some cavities. If you take exactly, if you draw a diagram, if you have a diagram like this, you will have cavities like this. In your forehead, you will have cavities, and then before your nose, you will have some cavities. So these are the sinusitis cavities. These cavities will be filled. I think I'll redraw it so that you'll get an idea. See, you will have these cavities. These are the cavities. Of course, you can see these cavities. See, these cavities are playing a vital role. These sinusitis, Still today, for sinusitis, you don't have any sort of, I think these are the cavities. I'll mark it in the color. I think you can able to see very clearly. So this is the sinusitis area, sinus cavities. See, these cavities are not being checked by, cannot be able to check by your MRI. Of course, you can able to identify what is the level content, but still, after sunrise, after sunrise, if you are exposed to the radiation, heat radiation, the water will come out. By that time you cannot able to measure. And that is what when you want to measure the sinusitis, you have to go in the early morning to check actual level of your sinusitis. Because when you want to clear the sinusitis problem, you have to take a very costly antibiotics. Okay, antibiotics. And then that is having a very, very big adverse effect. And that can be avoided. Whether I have sinusitis or not, the head is pained because of stress or any other problem, or because of sinusitis, now I don't have any instrument to identify. See, for example, if I have a sensor, if I keep it here, if my moisture level below my skin level, the cavity can able to pick by a sensor, and that will be a real problem to identify the sinusitis. I think this is also one more problem where your image processing cannot able to get a solution, because this problem may be a small problem. This problem people may think that this is a very small problem, but the problem may be looking like a very small problem, but in day-to-day life, it is a very big problem, and it will spoil our entire day. If you have a sinusitis, your mood will be swinged off. Okay, your mood will be swinged off, and there are a lot of problems when you talk about this sinusitis side effects, which we may not be aware about it. Our full efficiency in your working environment will be reduced because of this sinusitis, and every time you will have some mood-related problems. There are a lot of problems which is because of the mood-related. So this is how I think you can able to see that research gaps where your signal processing can play a vital role. Okay, now I'll just switch on to my presentation. Now I think, and this is the projection of X-ray imaging. I think you know people knows very well. This is the diagnostic X-ray band, and then this is the talking about transmittee of a body and your spectrum. And when you talk about this band, that will be somewhat above visible band. And of course, MRI is there. I think you can able to see here in the presentation itself. MRI is somewhat nearer to NIR band. I'm just talking about EM spectrum energy. Now, when you talk about X-ray imaging, projection and tomography. Okay, when you talk about projection and tomography, I think you can able to see very clearly this. This is the projection one, and this is the cross-sectional image. This is what talking about. How do you make it to get a clear view of an object, and that is also a very big problem. So there are see, if at all you take about sinusitis, you cannot go and keep your head in such a way that to get the sinusitis glands, water content. You can able to identify. You can able to identify only in waterman's view. There is a view called waterman's view, and only in that posture you can able to get it very clear. Even then, and that should be taken only in the early morning. And that too, it is not possible, you know, it is not quite possible if you go to very big hospitals in the early morning. And because, you know, you have a lot of queue, we cannot able to segregate that, you know, you have this problem, so you come here earlier because, you know, when chillness of the temperature outside varies, your sinusitis gland will have its variations in their temperature because the heat from outside ambient temperature will have the influence on the sinusitis. Because every morning you get up, you know, you just see that there is some sort of pain in your head. Of course, there is a problem, similar pattern of problem is there for spondylosis. In the spondylosis also you get the same problem. Still now, we don't have any efficient tool to identify the spondylosis. They say that there is a weak bones over the neck and you cannot able to do that. Whether it is because of spondylosis or it is because of the sinusitis or whether it is because of some other problem in your head, you know. Actually, the very basic thing is that brain doesn't have any pain. If at all you ask any brain tumor people, they won't get any pain. Brain doesn't have any pain. You could have seen this in the many surgeries. I think you can go to YouTube and you can able to see the surgeries. When they do their brain surgery, you know, they will have their open brain surgery. The anesthesia will not be given when they go for the surgery because the brain has different areas. For example, literature area and taste area and food area. And discovery, you can see discovery website, you can go and see that brain surgery. And when they are doing the surgery in the linguistic area, they will open their head and they'll ask the people to read the sentence, then the tumor will be removed. Because the region, if you cut more, that particular person will try to forget about the linguistic knowledge. He will forget, that is being wiped off from the brain. So that is also one type of surgery. You could have you can see this in the Discovery channel. I think once we are discussing about that surgeries, and I have seen it, and I do have a lot of experience by consulting the patients. And now, when you talk about the next thing is that, you know, see, this is what X-ray computer tomography. When you say that computer tomography, you know that, you know, there will be a collimator, and that collimator will expose to the object, and you can have the cross section. I think you can able to see that the projections here plays a very vital role. When you go for X-ray projections, if there is any vibration or if you have any sort of shaking over the body during the exposure, that will influence a lot of the noises in the X-ray image. Okay. Of course, in digital X-rays, you know, and that is what the reason, you know, when you go for digital X-rays, they take 4 or 5 angles. If you take for a bone fracture, they'll try to take 3 or 4 angles. I think many people would have an experience of this by taking an X-ray. Not only single side you will be exposed. You will be exposed in different angles to identify what is the depth, what is the angle. But still, it is the imagination left to the radiologist to analyze what is the depth of the fracture, what is the level of the fracture. And of course, this is because even because of the pain, the person would have not been exposed properly, so that the image which you get it also will have some sort of noise. Okay, that is there. And in order to avoid that, X-ray tomography plays a very vital role. You can compute in different slices, and that is what the reason. No, you go for computer tomography images. You can make it in slices. So each slice will give an idea about the depth of the what I can say. If you take a bone fracture, if you go for normal X-ray, they'll make it in different angles, but not in slice. If you go to CT, you can be in the slice. The slice is to make understand that what is the depth of your what I can say. What is the depth of your if you talk about the fracture, but you cannot get it in the X-ray. That is not the reason you go for tomography. I think if I put it in a diagrammatic way, I can make it like this. If you have an apple, you think that this is an apple, and you have a very big dot, from the X-ray. Okay, I'll just get the radiation like this. Okay, I can able to get the size. Okay, but what is the depth in X, Y, Z axis is not been discussed. If you want to discuss about it, you can go for CT, computer tomography, because the slice, when you cut this slice, how you cut this slice, what happens? It will have like this. This is the starting point. Then the next slice will be somewhat bigger, and next slice it will be somewhat bigger. Now I can able to imagine when I connect it, what is the X, Y, Z. I think you can able to get it X, Y, Z parameters, and that is what the reason people go for CT images. Now, when you talk about that is your computer tomography images. Now, this is what the I think you can able to see this one slice of your lungs, and then you can able to see this anatomical, and then this is the functional imaging. I think you can able to get it very clearly how brain sections are being placed in your head. See which that you have your tumor, but still people will not able to identify which part of your brain is affected. I think you can able to get a clear idea. See if I have a tumor over the sleeping region, okay, then what it is affected, how it is being affected, that has not been correlated. We are very much, I think we are very much interested to identify the size of the cancer, what I can say, but still we are not able to identify which part of the brain is affected, because each brain has its own area, but not equal to everything. If I say that if something happens to one particular area, I cannot able to identify very clearly this fellow will have this much centimeter. I think you can, if I draw it, you can able to understand very clearly. See now, if a person is having a particular what I can say, a particular problem in the brain, now you identify the what I can say, you identify the I think not very clear. So this is your brain. Now this is the cancer region. Every people are trying to concentrate only this cancer region. What is the size and the measurement? Nothing is there. I don't know how people are applying this algorithm and identifying this. But still, that is really seen in all the instruments. But still, we are not able to correlate the size of this particular cancer affects what are the areas. I said no, whether it affects the sleeping area, whether it affects the linguistic area, whether it affects any sort of doubt area, because brain is being divided into different areas. Okay? Whether it is a doubt area, because that cancer, which area has been affected. By that way, why can't we can able to identify the early stage and all those things, that has not been studied till now. And here there is a very big gap between image processing and then your signal processing. Now, the person who is affected by the cancer, if you identify, if you judge that the particular person is having because of the cancer, he's been affected, just make it small. And because of this, I think that he is getting this sleep area has been affected. Now that cancerous person can be analyzed by ECG signal to identify that how far this cancer region is affecting the sleep region of your body, and that is very important thing you have to understand. And now I think you can able to get a clear idea about it. Now when you talk about this next thing is that next imaging is that nuclear medicine. See, in the nuclear medicine, you have a gamma source. I think it is audible. If there is any noise,
No, sir, you can continue, sir.
okay, thank you. And this is the nuclear medicine, and of course, it is a scintigraphy technique, that is using your gamma source and your object is given and pinhole, and then you have gamma detector. See here, here we have the detectors records the emission of gamma photons from radioisotopes introduced into the body. And I think I think this is not a very big thing to be discussed here in this forum, but still, and we want to discuss about what is the drawback of this, how we are going to solve the biomedical system. That is a very important thing. Now, when you talk about this, how it issues your pinhole size, okay, more photons should be there, and better signal to noise ratio should be there, and more blur will be there, reduced resolution should be there, and these are the issues, and these are the things which is being really still to be addressed in nuclear medicine. Now, I think you can able to see how the image is being obtained by your nuclear medicine, and this is the variation of the axis. Okay. And still, when you jump on to the next thing is the ultrasound imaging. It is a very common thing. Okay, where you use your acoustic wave as a source, and you do this. And still, when you talk about acoustic imaging, what is the real-time problem? What is the real-time problem? How many people are aware about it that because of acoustic imaging, when you go for US imaging, you will be asked to drink more water. Drink more water. Can anybody able to post it in the chat? What is the reason to drink more water when you go for ultrasound imaging? They'll ask you to keep your entire stomach filled with water. You keep on drinking. You keep on drinking. See, there is a very big problem when you don't have your more water to be consumed. What is that? Basically, what is a very basic problem is that you have gastric problem. The gastric patches will be seen in the ultrasound images. Even in X-rays also you can able to see. You can see when you take something about X-rays below the abdomen region, you can see some patches, dark patches. Same problem is there when you have a gastric problem, and that will not enable to view the object very clearly, and there lies a very big problem. How to solve this problem? You can solve by algorithms, no doubt. There you have a lot of algorithms to identify it. Still, how to identify that whether there is a gastric problem in the bowel. If at all a person before entering to that, before scanning, can be able to measure the level of gastric accumulated over your stomach region. That is also still a problem. We don't have any instrument. When you want to identify, obviously here you have to use your biomedical signal processing. This is one more area where you have to make ourselves to think, and you have to focus the research on this areas. Of course, nobody till now we didn't identify that this gastric problem will make a very big issue during your ultrasound imaging, because doctors are being practiced thinking that my instrument continuously giving it this instrument, I know what is the level of the instrument noise, what is the level of the patient noise, and that is what the reason the doctors, when you go to the hospital, if you take any X-ray image, from any other hospital, they won't accept. They'll ask to take to their own laboratory. But still, we think that because the doctors are trying to get more money, it's not like that. It is a purely based on their judgment. Your machine is not going to give your judgment. Your doctors is going to interpret it. Interpretation plays a very vital role. For example, if a person has taken some other instrument, there will be some dark patches, shades, something shades. You know very well that if it have taken from my instrument, I have seen continuously 10 images from that hospital. And I can able to see that last image there was the same dark. This image I don't get. I am having the same dark. So this may be the instrument fault. And last image, last three images, these patches are not seen here. So that this is because of this fellow's disease. Something like that, they'll give your interpretation. And that is not the reason, they ask you to take in their own labs. But still we think that, because they need some money, they take it, but it's not wrong, because the judgment should be done very clearly. And because he is the person, general medicine will be having an idea after seeing several reviews over the images. You will identify that after disease, before disease, after taking medicine, before medicine, whether this is working out, the method, the pattern of the course of medicine is being working out or not, and that becomes a very big problem. To identify that and you follow up to make your interpretation, the doctors will try to have their own instruments. It means that they are regularly used to that particular instrument. That is a very big problem. Okay. Now, when you talk about this, ultrasound imaging, you don't have any methodology to remove that gas or to measure the level of gas and to identify that your body is contained more gas. If at all in X-ray, you can see in patches. You can see in patches. If you go for chest images below abdomen, certain region, you can see dark patches over your chest region. That will show that some gastric points, gastric accumulations. And of course, these are the things that have been taken only from the radiologists, because we are used to work with these these doctors, and that has been shared with you. It's not my, it's not from any publication. It's a real-time problem faced by the doctors. When you discuss with these doctors, they'll give lot of problems. They'll give lot of problems. See, when you talk about this, next thing is that, you know very well about ultrasound imaging and how to improve the resolution. These are the issues. Speckle noise will be there. Doppler effect. Beyond that, Doppler effect is there. These are the very common thing we used to do it in image processing applications. Okay, when you take any journal, they talk about speckle noise removal, Doppler effect of the image. These things have been spoken very well. But still, in real-time scenario, day-to-day life, what is their problem is to be addressed. And that is very important in medical sciences. And of course, recently I can give one more example also. Recently we have studied, I have attended one seminar, how you people are trying to attend. I do attend seminars where doctors are conducting such seminars. I have attended one Manipal, I think Manipal is having a very good hospital and they are both in engineering and medical. And one doctor is now changed his profession from what I can say, medical to engineering. Sorry, yes, he was a MBBS doctor. Now he changed himself to learn about engineering. It means that data analytics. And now and then I was able to go to his webinar once I attended. He says very clearly, what is the statistics given by US is not applicable to the statistics to be applied in Indian medicine system. For example, if I use the COVID and medicine in UK, and that works fine there, and that statistics, you say that 90 people are cleared, but you be keeping that statistic, like this medicine cannot be applied to Indian environment. It has to be changed. It has to be changed, and that statistic is not really working on. And he says that only because of that we have human loss in more numbers, because doctors take the international standards to our Indian standard. No, our climate is different, our people nature is different, our food intake is different, and everything is changes. So what we do for having the solution for our area, we take international statistical analysis, and that ideas are being imposed to the people who have been consulted in India. That has to be changed, and that is what the reason he has jumped from medical to medical MBBS degree to change into what I can say, this type of data analytics. And they are working on all huge database. They are collecting Indian database and they are comparing their analysis with the analysis in the abroad. See, if you take something like this, see, diabetic is the medicine we give it for Indian people. Okay, that is the combination. The same medicine is given to UK, and they say that 50 mg is good. And we cannot take that 50 mg to our Indian people. Our Indian people now, after consuming, you have to take a database and you have to check whether that 50 mg which has been given in US and which is kept as a standard. Okay, US Drug Administration, I think that department suggests some rating. That cannot be directly implemented to India. See, you can take that principles out and we can check it out, and according to our standard, it has to be changed. And that is what the gap is being solved by using your data analytics. Data analytics plays a data sciences plays a very big role. And recently, we were able to identify that. I was talking about X-ray tissues in my first previous presentation. See, the people are trying to do organs to be developed by 3D printing, and doctors are trying to develop their 3D printing organs. They are trying to take the tissues from the what I can say, a human body, and that tissues will be grown. That is being made to develop a 3D organ, and that is called 3D printing organs. Of course, it has been tried, it has been working on, but still, before going for that tissues, as I said earlier, X-ray images cannot able to analyze the quality of the tissues. X-ray image cannot able to analyze the strength of the muscle. Still, there the signal processing plays a very vital role. Okay, where the imaging is being left out. Imaging cannot able to look into that in-depth of analysis of that muscle region, tissue region. Okay, and I think when we go for the next thing is our magnetic resonance imaging. And everybody knows that the wording itself says very clearly that you have an atomic nuclei and then you have your radiation and magnetic radiation. That radiation will be used to analyze tissue properties. Of course, you cannot say that in tissue what is the quality of the tissue. You cannot say that oxygen content of the tissue. You cannot say protein content of the muscle. So still, this is a very big gap that has to be dealt only through sensors. Only when I say sensors, it is directly meaning, it means that it is because of the signal process. And this is how your research goes. And now I think you can able to see this is the basic concept of your resonance imaging. Okay, and you can understand how the RF is being excited into the tissue and how magnetic fields are being emitted. I think the pictorial you can able to give a very clear idea. Nothing is there to discuss about this. And now when you talk about this magnetic MRI images, there is a very big issues in these MRI images. Okay, that we'll see when you talk about MRI images. What is the issues in your MRI images? MRI images cannot able to distinguish the bone and the muscles. Sometimes which you feel that this is the muscle, sometimes which is the bone. Of course, the bone can able to be clearly known by the color, but still when you go for the head, there are a lot of muscles and bones. You cannot able to differentiate it, whether which type of bone, which type of muscle, and that becomes a very big problem in MRI also. And angle, when you have a tilt and when you have some sort of slight disturbance during your acquisition and your positioning, and then your machine, the radiation here becomes somewhat continuously. If you are radiating the magnetic resonance from the particular image continuously, it is working, then there starts the problem. Noises are induced in the images, and those noises will be in the black color. You should know how to identify it. And for that, we have a lot of algorithms. Still, even in MRI, in order to understand, there is some phobias. There are certain phobias. When you take MRI image, you have some vibrations. If you are tempted, if you are what I can say, if you become a fear, they call a lot of psychological concepts. Of course, I can name it very few. You can even practice this if people who go for any dioptic measurements to the lab, or you can use even your normal dioptic instruments. If you are in a good mood and if you have a very good what I can say, mind, and you have a very peaceful mind, without any disturbance, by the time your reading will be changed. The same person with the same attitude, if you go to your doctor in that situation, today whether my reading will be going up or whether down, what I ate last week, and this type of fears will be there when you go to a doctor, when you go to a lab to identify your level of your diabetes. By the time it will increase. They call it as white coat effect. And like this, a lot of psychological fears will also influence the reading. And I can show this taken from the medical science laboratories. What are their general drawbacks of this medical? Okay. See now, if at all you have such thing, when I take MRI imaging, I should have analyzed my brain imaging. We have to identify certain parameters so that he is very normal, he doesn't have any phobia, he doesn't have any sort of thinking in the mind. By the time you get a very clear view on those particular images. And I can able to prove this by giving some references. These are the references taken from what I can say, US, what I can say, Food and Drug Administration Department. What they say, these are the disadvantages of your ultrasound imaging. See, increased depth means lower the frequency required for optimal imaging, and as a consequence, there is a low resolution. These are the very basic things. Anisotropy is a simple mean structure which is highly reflective to ultrasound. Some structures will be highly reflective to ultrasound. This occurs in the nerves, tendon, girdles. Okay, and this makes a very big problem. When you bone blocks your ES rays, and as such, imaging of spline is increasingly difficult with increasing age. Because when your age is increased, no, you cannot able to do that. That one more very big problem is that artifacts. I don't know how many people are aware about artifacts. Artifact is that it talks about the beam, the radiation from the instrument. If there is more power, if the voltage fluctuation is there, automatically that will have a high impact on your artifacts. Okay, artifact is that you have internal artifacts, you have external artifacts. Internal artifacts will deal with your multi-beam technology. See, and when you talk about external artifacts, the artifacts is because patient gets feared, patient mood is related to your imaging, and all those things. These are the artifacts. Because it's a very big area to be discussed. Of course, I'm giving a very small introduction about that area. If at all you want to get this about artifacts, I think I have published one paper in Springer Journal which talks about, I think it is somewhere in, I think, still I don't remember, we are doing for one artifacts, from bone and flesh, still I don't remember, still, anyway, you can just Google it, you can see this, artifacts in MRI images, you will get it, okay. And then when you talk about what is the disadvantage of computerized tomography scanning, it requires breath holding, which some patients cannot manage. You need breath holding, which patients cannot do that. Artifact is common example, metal clips, not only the metal clips, body movement, and then your vibration, shivering, and all those things. And normally CT scan for your brain, it will be affecting your bones. Okay, CT scans of your brain can be affected by the bone nearby. High dosage of radiation involved in CT scanning, chest scanning is equal to 35 chest X-rays. See, these are the very big problem which you face in our day-to-day life. And of course, there is one more important thing is that there is also a risk of child cancer, leukemia in mothers who have imaging during pregnancy. See, this is a very big problem which has to be addressed. Of course, imaging potentiality even leads to your fatality. If you are having more radiation, continuous radiation, especially during pregnancy, that is what the reason they go for ultrasound. They never go for MRI image, or they never go for linear scanning. They go for ultrasound. And of course, this is a very big drawback about your computer tomography. And when you talk about MRI, I think you can able to see this phobia. I think I can able to show you here that claustrophobia patients. These are the patients who have a problem. Okay, when the problem with claustrophobic phobic patients. Okay, they have a problem when they take their not only this white coat effect is also having influence on your MRI imaging, all sort of imaging techniques. And of course, when you talk about this, MRI will not be able to identify all the cancers. There is a very big problem with your cancer cells, especially when you talk about breast cancers. Okay, the breast cancers, when you go for breast cancers, below 5 mm and below 9 mm, any mammogram also cannot able to identify it. Okay, that calcification, micro calcification, okay, are not being classified. There is a tumor or a classification, or in future that will be converted into tumors. Nothing is like that. What do you mean micro classification? Because MRI, breast cancer is becoming very big problem in India. It is very big problem because lacking of the child has been reduced. And that reason, the lactation stops, that small milk which is stored in that region in future after 20 years, 30 years, it may form as a calcium, what I can say, calcification, microcalcification, that will still grow one time, it becomes a breast cancer. We don't have any instrument to check it. Even after child has grown, if you want to check yourself, you don't have any instrument. Still, this micro classification you can do with your. I think in IIT Chennai they have done a very beautiful research on this part, for especially in the breast cancer. Of course, for this breast cancer, there was one more technique, the thermal imaging technique. I think thermal imaging can able to identify. Still, in thermal imaging, you can able to classify the micro level of cancers below 5 mm, 3 mm, even 1 mm, 2 mm. Okay, but still you cannot able to classify it whether it is a micro classification or it's a breast cancer or a tumor. Still, you can work on that part, and that you can analyze only through your signal processing, because the signal processing is having a very big area where the micro things to be analyzed, where the micro things can be focused only through signal processing. When you talk about signal processing, you keep a sensor and you just keep your controller, and you can detect by transmitting some signals, or you can detect by sending some signals inside. And I'm continuously saying about sending the signal, getting the signal, and doing the signal. Still, I will say what is the sensor. See, you have a lot of sensors. I don't know how to explain this sensor. Anyway, to conclude this, I can give one small application of this sensor so that you can able to get it. And I'll complete this with a very small example, and you can able to get an idea. I said so far you can check the tissues, you can check your what I can say, oxygen level, you can check your bone density, and you can check your eyes. How can I do it without imaging instrument? I can do with a very small sensor. I'll give one example so that you can able to try for your research applications, and I'll let you know where these instruments are being easily available. You can use only one single sensor. You can detect n number of applications which is available to solve the problem with the medical. Now this is the PET scanning. I think the pregnant woman should not undergo PET or CT scan because the radioactive traces used to dangerous for the baby. And diabetic patient may undergo PET scanning, but certain precautions. Because radioactive material combined with the glucose and then injected into the patient, this can be a concern for some diabetic patient. Of course, this is being given very oral idea, but still people have not concentrated this. Whether you are diabetic or not, the doctors are trying to ask. But still, when you are diabetic, when you go for PET scanning, CT scanning, that becomes a very big problem for your pancreas. See, of course, I have taken only simple problem which has been known to everybody who is attending this session, which is a very common concepts, but still there are a lot of things to be discussed only based on the instrument itself. Now, I have given from my first class onwards stating that you can take a small sensor, you can work it out. Now, I'll give a very small what I can say example how to do this. Now, I'll just show you one sensor. It is called, you can get this sensor once again. You can get this sensor from this company, and they are working with all sort of optical sensors. It is called apptechnologies.co.uk. So this is the people. They have their individual. When you get into the light emitting diode, you can see a lot of diodes. Okay, you can buy this. You can do this. You can take NIR, near infrared diodes. I think this is an NIR diode. You can see the data sheets. You can see a lot of families of diodes. It is called NIR LED thermal effects, LED eye safety. It is about visible and NIR, and eye safety UV, and you can still enter and you can see it is a small. I think I'll take one data sheet. We can able to get it. So you can buy this for not more than 100 rupees or more than 150 rupees. Very small diode. Okay, it will be like our normal photodiode. You can use this for various applications. Now I'll give one application how to do this. You can buy the photodiode and a detector from those people, and they promptly deliver this, no doubt. And you can give only, of course, what I can say, 5 volt current, and then you can work it out. And I can show you some projects which has been done in this area by using NIR diode. I think I've seen one publication in what I can say. So this is what biosensing. You can see a lot of papers. Of course, recently I've seen this is for infra organic light emitting diodes or biosensing. Of course, you can take even latest papers also. I think you can see this how this been used in surgeries. See, just contribution of near emitting diode in neurosurgery, in brain surgery, how it is being used. Using these diodes, they do a lot of research. Of course, I have shown you where you can get this diode. Now I'll give one application so that you can able to start as a research point. Okay, and of course you can discuss with the doctors also. Now I'll just get into this. When you talk about this, you have your NIR diode. Okay, you have your NIR diode. You just radiate the signal, and you think that this is the bone, okay, which can able to penetrate, and you can keep your diode, that is your source and your detector, and the reflected can be collected, and now these signals can be analyzed for different bones. Different bones. It means the chest bone, hand bone, and you can also go to your what I can say, a physiotherapist. Physiotherapy people will have this type of bones. Even you can take even our what I can say, bones from even from goat, sheep or something like that. And that bones, when the sheep is very small, the bones density you can able to measure. Initially, you can start your research in this way, and then you can work it out, and you can do this. And if you keep this over your brain, you can analyze the what I can say, mood of your person by using your NRI, because the chemical, because if you have your brain, that particular region, if you keep it, that is having some chemical reaction, that will have its own reflection because of the chemical property, and that will, now this is your source and this is your detector. As for example, this is the sleepy region. When you want to check the sleepy region, you just see this chemical reaction, because, and this is being used, this chemical reaction, as it is not a new thing, the source and detector. Actually, these type of things are used in what I can say, pollution control people. They use that infrared for analyzing the pollution in the automobiles. The same thing, because the chemical is being analyzed, same way we are trying to analyze in your brain. What it happens, the rays enters, okay, the rays enters, and there will be chemicals, okay, and that chemical will have the reflections, because based upon this chemical, your reflections will change. Okay, the reflections, that has been captured and analyzed to analyze your brain. That is what a paper I have shown in neurology, brain related studies. I think so. I think so. I think so. I have completed the entire presentation. Now I'll open this forum for the discussion, and I think I'll stop share. If you have any doubt, you can able to post this in the chat. Any doubt, or you can unmute your audio. You can have your discussions. Anything doubt, you can post it in the chat, or if you are able to clarify your doubt through your audio. You can able to detect the sinus X-ray is useful. No, it is not. I think Manju, I think you can post it in the chat if at all you are not familiar with your audio. So I want to be very clear is that sinusitis detection from X-ray that has to be done in the early morning. That has to be identified in the early morning. In the ambient environment, you have to understand how your sinusitis is behaving, whether it is becoming very chill, whether it is becoming very hot. Still, we cannot able to identify. But somehow, approximately, they are trying to identify. You get the sinus. They never give any sinusitic levels. I think you can able to get it very clearly. They'll say acute sinusitis. That's all. But still, how do you say that it is acute sinusitis? No, because you are saying more pain. So I say that it is acute. They take more parameters and combine. They say that, but still now they are not able to identify that. Particularly. What I can say, this cavity is having sinusitis. This particular cavity, forehead sinusitis cavity, or you can have. I'll just show the image. I'll share the image so that it will be very easy to you understand about the sinusitis. See, this is the cavity of your sinusitis. I think you can able to get it. I think you can able to get it very clearly. So this is the sinusitis, ethimoidal sinusitis, and sphenoidal sinusitis, maxillary sinusitis, frontal sinusitis. In which area you are accumulated with the water? The fluid is being filled with water. The sweating has to come out. It should be free without any liquid content. Because only that hair cavities will hold your 7 kg of your head on the body. Okay. Your neck is holding 7 kg. If you don't find 5 to 7 kg of weight because for the neck, because these cavities been filled with air, and that has been filled with water, then starts your pain. That is what the neck pain, shoulder pain, all those things comes with their sinusitis. Okay, because everybody thinks that when you go to ENT doctor, he'll be totally confused whether it is because of spondylosis or whether it is because of your sinusitis, or it is because of any other problem. But basically, the classification, if you even identify it is because of sinusitis, which gland is being filled with more liquid, it means that it cannot able to evaporate the liquid. The liquid is not being sent out, and that has to be analyzed. You don't have any perfect tool to do that. They say that sinusitis is not a very big problem. Every time you get pain, you take tablet, but that will have an adverse effect. But normally, when you want to avoid this sinusitis, if you know the measurement tool, when I sleep in AC continuously for 4 days, you can check the cavity. So hereafter, I should not sleep in the, what I can say, in the AC. Sometimes people who directly sleep even focus to the fan during 8 hours, by that time also you can get this. Sometimes people doesn't have good oxygen. You should have good oxygen in their bedroom. And by that time, you can see that because of that reason you cannot identify. They say sinusitis, solve it, but they are not able to identify the exact reason. What is that? They say that immunity power will not be less. No, because there are a lot of reasons to talk about this sinusitis. Okay, and that is very important. Now, I'll just stop sharing. Since this class is based upon my experience and research, and I cannot able to do this. Now, any doubt? Any doubt? Implementation of medical data problem using what kind of tools or techniques can be used? See, I think somebody has given one feedback. I think Professor Ganga. I think medical related problem image processing. I can see that many people are talking about what I can say image processing. and which tool. Each tool has its own advantage and disadvantage. Who said that this tool is best? That tool is best. I'll give a small example. Many people have done with antennas. You just see what is the difference between ADS tool and you can see what is the difference between CS tool. You can see that is about FEM technique, that is about chain. You can see a lot of difference. Don't try to say that you have to work with your okay. You have to work with the tool. You have to work with a real-time problem. You are meant to solve the problem, not with the tool. A tool or algorithm is not the research. Because everybody is having images, everybody is getting the free source of algorithm. People, I have seen many people, when you change the algorithm, that becomes the novelty. No, it's not like that. You better go and see the journals like Nature. And Nature will give only importance to the problem. Nature is the journal where, they select those publications for Nobel Prize. You can see they'll take very small applications, the real-time applications. Even you can go to and see IEEE transactions, and that all talks only about the real-time problem, not like our engineering people are trying to do that. Many people are trying to do that. Even myself was also thinking that one paper change algorithm, that is the research. No, we doesn't know how he has done it. 99% you repeat the same paper to do it, you will not get it. Okay. And that is a very big problem. You cannot get the same result, okay? And you may not know at what situation it has been done, okay? And that is not the reason. I think, any other doubt? If at all you want to unmute and you can discuss, you can discuss with me. And I'll post my number, WhatsApp number, I think so. This is my WhatsApp number. If at all you have any doubt, you can chat with me personally, and I can help you out. And of course, we are into academic writing, and we can able to teach you academic writing and all those things. Academic writing to publish the journal and all those things, we do it. If anybody is interested, you can join for free classes which we are conducting. If you are interested, you can post in the WhatsApp. We'll teach you, because the 26th we are conducting an IEEE Hyderabad section about academic writing. We are into the academic writing and research, where people have to understand what you mean by academic writing. I'll post the brochures if you send a request through WhatsApp, or if you send a request through mail ID. This is my mail ID. You can post it. Okay, and that is being conducted by IEEE. What I can say, IEEE Hyderabad session. I think Anurag University is conducting. I'm just having that on Saturday. You can join in that also if you want to have more. I'll send this link. Don't worry. You just post a message through email, or you can send what I can say, a message in my WhatsApp group stating that you attended this class. You send me the link. I'll post the link. Okay. Any doubt? Anything is to be discussed? Anything is to discuss? Any doubts?
Hello.
Yes.
This is Dr. J. Benedict Raja.
Yes, sir.
Is it possible to process all modalities of images? Question number 1. Then is it possible to fuse a different type of modality for some particular diagnosis? Different type of modality.
Yeah, you can do it. When you say modalities, you talk about PET scanning and MRI to be scanned, and you want to be matched. And I think you can able to do
Yes,
that. I think you can able to do that, but still taking the images from any website and doing it is not correct. But still, you should have the tie-up with the hospitals where you can see that the size of the head. You may not. You may get which appropriate data to be fused. That is very important. Of course, resolution part, fusion, you can able to do it very clearly. Resolution part can be able to done very clear. It is not a very big issue. Still, the focusing, the depth of the radiation is also a very big vital part, identifying the sections in the brain. Of course, just like that, you want to fuse brain image of same person, but an image, and you say it is able to very clear. But still, if you enter in depth of analysis, for example, the region-wise analysis, for example, vein, bone sections, muscle sections, how can I able to see the weakness through that imaging? That needs really real-time acquisition. This is my experience, because when I was doing something with the sinusitis, and I got some sinusitis images, but still I was not happy. I can able to see dark patches. And I know why these dark patches are coming. Whether it is the skin or whether it is having some other problem. So when I go directly, when I see the patient visually, and the reports taken from them was very useful for analysis, I think. Could you able to get it,
Thank you,
Professor?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I'm Ram Kumar from Coimbatore, Krishna Engineering, Sri Krishna College of Engineering and Technology, sir.
Yes, sir.
I have one concern. Sir, actually, I'm interested in biomedical signal processing area, sir. So especially, I've recently submitted my thesis in the area of identifying arrhythmia, ECG arrhythmia, in classifying different abnormality states. Actually, I'm thinking to carry over my research in proceeding with the deep learning concepts, sir. So deep learning concepts in the sense.
See, actually, when you're doing with ECG, correct?
Yes, sir. ECG, sir.
Okay.
Actually, I've completed it, and so at the next stage of my research, I'm planning to take it through convolutional neural networks and certain algorithms, what it is being recently developed. So I've gone through certain literature surveys, and so I have an idea, sir. So how to take my research. Now recently in MATLAB toolboxes, it is being implemented with some Python applications. So where we could make the development of the tool by using the Python language. But I don't know Python language as well. But I'm interested in executing such type of algorithm. Is there any better way to undergo the right direction of my research, sir? So can you
see, actually, the suggestion up to my experience, because I'm working in Python, I'm working in what I can say R language, and I'm working in MATLAB. Still, MATLAB is the correct tool. Why? Because Python individually people have developed, whereas when you put a query to MATLAB company, they'll work on that part. They can do it. They can give an idea. They can give an idea. But in Python, if you put a query, he is not into that particular area. If you take a background of MATLAB company, signal processing people, especially in ECG, they'll be working. If you put a query to them, they'll think out, they'll consider, at least they'll try to give some idea. But in Python, who knows that that particular group is working?
Yes, sir. Python is not the platform. We are considering MATLAB as a good platform for
MATLAB is a good platform, and moreover, if at all you want to, if at all you want to do embedding programming in Python, that becomes a very big problem. Already the function files are ready, and that can be used. I cannot create my own function file. And of course, Professor Ram Kumar, try to understand. Don't say that the tool, or don't say that you are going to identify. You take some real problem. There are a lot of problem in ECG. When you reverse your ECG at different location, you can get that signal in a different pattern. That will really helpful to identify. For example, I'll just give one small idea. When you get into EEG, I think many people knows about EEG.
Yes, sir.
EEG, you want to keep your signal on the brain, but there is an EEG called ear-based EEG. EEG can be collected from ear also.
Okay, sir.
Why? Because I cannot give hundreds of sensors over my head. I can analyze. Similarly, EEG pattern you can identify for even other parameters. For example, ECG can be used to identify for different problems. For example, if I have phobia, whether ECG can have, yes, ECG can able to show its reflection, but how to identify, how to change your port, because some psychological issues are dealt only based on your behavior, not based on your signal processing. That I think there is one club which is doing a very good research on that part. I think it is in German. You can see that club, EEG clubs are there. You can join in the club. You can see a lot of problems are coming. They will talk about only the potential. They never talk about algorithm. They never talk about tool, because they talk only about the algorithm. For example, from ECG signal, if your terminals are being changed at different location, how do you get the pattern, and how you can get the information from that? That plays a very important role. I think one paper I have studied, they have made their placement of their ECG in different locations. They identify the hard blocks, I think so. I think he is also from Coimbatore, I think so. I don't remember still.
Yes, sir. In terms of, I think so, blood flow level, they could analyze from the ECG,
Yeah, that you have to talk, not about tool and all. Who is going to see the tool? Who is going to see your algorithm?
No, sir.
Each algorithm, each algorithm is having, what I'm trying to say that each algorithm is having its own advantage and disadvantage.
Yes,
don't try to focus your research on algorithm, don't try to focus on your tool, you focus on the problem. In real time, what is the problem? See, ECG can able to identify your phobias, white coat effect.
Yes, sir.
That is the research problem. If I go to doctor, my ECG changes. According to that, my glucose level will change. Because if I am stressed, can you able to relate it? And that is what the problem.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
I'm not discouraging you, but still your research will be published in high impact factor journals.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what my doubt is, sir, so how far the optimization, see, whenever we are writing the research papers, we'll be focusing on the problems, we'll be explaining the problems. And finally, in terms of optimization techniques only, we'll be explaining the performance metrics.
No, shall I say one thing, Professor? When you do one optimization, do you think that the other person does the same thing, you will get the same result?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, you cannot get it. Because you want to get it into the particular area for 4-10 years in the same area. You have to have an in-depth analysis. Then you give your views and ideas that will work out to become as a product. But what we do for just for one publication, we take one thing and you do it, and that is not the problem.
Okay, sir. I understand, sir. I understand, sir. Sir, I will have your contact and I will communicate with you, sir, through WhatsApp.
26. I think regularly I am conducting 3 classes to all colleges. IEEE Hyderabad section I have 26. I think even the Panimalar is also conducting one more IEEE section. I think they are given some topic. If at all, if you want to have a group, I have a very big group. Whenever I conduct courses, I'll just put it. You can attend because it's a sharing area, not anything else. Okay.
Sure, sir. I'll share my details with you personally, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable presence. Now it's time to deliver the vote of thanks. I request Mr. Sar.
Can I get the feedback form? I think people are asking about the feedback form.
Yeah, sir. I will post it. I was waiting for formal conclusion of the event. I will be posting it.
Thank you. Can anyone give the feedback of this session? Just
you can unmute and give. Participants, you can unmute and give the feedback of the session.
Anybody is there? Anybody is to give the feedback about this session? Anybody can come forward to give the feedback. I think many doctorates are there.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Sir, this session, what I felt was normally I've been attending a couple of FTPs, but this session is different in the sense that you have spoken about the research areas, which is very enlightening because most of the time we focus on only one area and we don't think about what is the problem that might arise. We take some things for granted, like for example, X-ray. You're talking about X-ray. Right? What are the different things that we should think about? What is not covered through the process of X-raying? Right? Those things actually help us to think in greater detail when we look at any kind of processing. So I think this is a wonderful session, especially for the research scholars. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Definitely,
You are from which college?
Sir?
You are from which college, Professor?
No, I am working at Stanley Engineering College in Hyderabad.
Okay.
So I am pursuing my PhD and in the area of digital image processing. My background is from ECE.
Okay.
So I found this very, very helpful for me. Normally, we go about very peripherally, but this was an in-depth presentation. So it was very nice and helpful for me, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your feedback. See, as a teacher, the feedback is the only thing to encourage the presenter, I think so. Because if at all something is there negative, you can also discuss with me, not only the positive, because I am ready to correct myself. Because I am an academic writer, I have really guided more than 150 people in my
Oh.
publications till now. For past 10 years, I continuously write papers. I continuously fail in my publication also. I understand, I learn, I do it. If you have any negative also, you can post in the feedback. If at all you want to discuss also, you can discuss in the open forum. I am ready to correct myself.
Okay, definitely, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. Any other? One sample is not enough. I'll close with one more people. One can give any. I think this feedback is very nice. Anybody? Nobody's there.
Hello, sir. I would like to give the feedback, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Professor, you are from where?
I am from Gulbarga, Karnataka, sir, North Karnataka.
Good.
The feedback was very nice, sir. I just wanted to know many more about the MRI images, sir, as I'm working on a brain tumor. The whole system was absolutely very fine, sir. Very clearly, you have mentioned each and everything. But the thing is that some of the things it was not clear to me regarding 2D images and also how to convert 2D to 3D image.
Yeah, you can see this is a forum where I can give only a mind-opening section, not that in-depth analysis, because the participants are different level of understanding, different areas. I can give a mind-opening session. That is what the reason. If at all you want any more explanation, you can chat with me in the WhatsApp, and
Yes.
I can help you. Okay? Don't
Sure,
worry.
sure,
Don't
sir.
worry. I'll give the contacts of the doctors. I have a very big network of doctors, and especially doctors, when you go, they'll not allow us engineering people. They will not be allowed. Still, I have identified many doctors in government organization and very old doctors. I can
Yes,
able
sir.
to get some support too. So
Yes,
this
sir.
is the place where we are going for a collaborative research and knowledge sharing. Not that keeping my idea, keeping in my pocket and saying that mine is good. I am not in that fashion. You can
Yes, sir.
discuss. If at all I don't know, I'll just ask my people. I have more than 250 doctors in a WhatsApp
Yes,
group. I can post them. They'll reply, and I can get an idea of getting the solution for your problem, a real time
sure.
problem.
Yes.
Thank you, Ramesh.
Thank you so much, sir.
I'll help you in that way. Don't worry. Thank you, Ramesh. Thank you, sir. I think I can go for. I think you are facing a problem. Yes, we'll help you. Daini, I'll help you. Don't worry. I'll help you. You just contact me separately. I'll give the contacts of the doctor also. The thing is, you should not disturb those doctors when I give the data. When I make you. So I'll try to understand your level of what I can say communication with those doctors. Then I can give it. There are a lot of doctors who really want to do such research. I think you have to see the doctors who are not working in that hospitals. You have to see the doctors who are in the other place. For example, if you go to CSIR, there a lot of doctors are there. They are only meant for the research. If you go to any government organization who is doing the research, and those doctors will really help you. And not the doctors who are working in these things. Or otherwise, you have to go for the private college, medical universities where they have engineering college and then medical college. See, we did something with the diploma. Because I have one paper publication I did recently, and it was been done only with the Savita University, because I think it's very close to us. And Savita Engineering College and University is having both the facilities, so I was able to get it. Similar way, we used to try it, but still there are a lot of people to help you also. Anyway,
Yes.
thank you. I think we will conclude here.
Yes.
I think Professor Arun, thank you for
Yes, sir. Thank you.
giving me this opportunity and present to this session. And of course, all the participants, I think I am going to take stress management, which will be very useful for you. And it is also a scientific approach in your day-to-day life, how to change yourself to become a good researcher, and how to make your stress free from your what I can say daily routine. And especially for the teachers, you can get a good idea if you attend that session, because I'm interested in that session. I want to thank the people who have given a very good session where so far I didn't talk about it. Anyway, I'll just give us a message to the participants. Thank you very much. Arun, I think you can able to proceed.
Yes, sir. Now I call upon Mrs. R. Pratibha to deliver the vote of thanks. Welcome.
Yes, sir. On behalf of Panimala Institute of Technology and the supporting and sponsoring organization, and on my own behalf, I extend a very hearty vote of thanks to Dr. N. Shankar. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us. Thank you so much for enlightening us with your wonderful presentation. And thanks for sharing your findings and opinions, everything with us today. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.
As a token of appreciation, I am sharing the shield with you, sir. Since being virtual, please do accept it.
Yeah, we are ready to accept, sir. Your
Thank you,
feedback is our original, what I can say. The feedback which you are going to send to us is going to play a vital role. That is a very big virtual presentation and honoring. Please send that feedback so that I can correct myself. Okay?
Sure, sir. I will share it with you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dear participants, thank you for the session. We have posted the feedback link in the chat box. Please do fill it. And next session, we will start by 2 o'clock. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dear participants, once you have filled the feedback form, you can leave the meeting and have your break for another 30 minutes. We will start the next session sharply by 2 p.m. Thank you once again for joining. The feedback number is posted in the WhatsApp group. If you have any queries regarding that, please do contact me. Please do check it in the WhatsApp group. FDP number is posted there. I'm also once again sharing you with the FDP number drive link in the chat box. If you have missed out, please do take it up from the chat box once again.